Hello, my name is Maciek Peter Kozlowski, and welcome to the Art Show. And I'm here to bring you joy. So, just so we know what kind of joy we're talking about, I want to bring you joy through art. You know that feeling when you find a painting that you really, really, really like, and it just gives you so much joy to look at? That's the kind of joy I'm talking about. So, I hope you're going to find some of those in the show today. In the bottom of the screen, there's a link to the catalog, so you can have a look at all the pieces that are in the catalog. I think the link is in the chat as well. So we have 14 pieces we're going to show, and let's get to it. So this first piece is called Pit River. And before I kind of go into that one, I want to show you that these are on all of these. So what they are is mixed media on aluminum panel. So there's the aluminum panel, and they're finished with an epoxy resin, so it makes them look like glass. So that's what I was going after. I wanted them to look like glass, and that's what they do. So if I put it out here, there's a lot of reflections, and you're going to see that. So this guy here is called Pit River, and Pit River, this is an abstract based on a beautiful scene of the Pit River in Pitt Meadows, British Columbia. We were out there a number of years ago, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful river with a meadow. There's eagles on the other side. You can see the golden ears kind of in the far mountains. It's just beautiful space. So this one is a depiction of that part of the Pitt River, and it's actually where Monica's from. Monica's over here in the background. We're running the comments, so if you hear anything, I can't type and show you these things at the same time. So you're going to be actually talking to Monica. Okay, so this is the first one. It's called Pit River. Okay. So the next one switches gears a little bit. This is called Contemplation 4. And this is a series that I did about 5 years ago. And it's pure abstract. But what's interesting is that you can kind of go in and look into the depth of this piece and just go for a little ride into the unknown and just let your thoughts kind of run away with you. So that's why I called it contemplation, because it's something that would let you contemplate whatever you want to. And sometimes the best thing to contemplate is absolutely nothing at all, if we can do that. Usually our minds run too much and we contemplate too many things. So this is the antidote to contemplating too many things. Same thing, it's on aluminum panel with the acrylic resin, and all of these in the back. So they have a frame on the back just to keep them stiff, and you can just hang them like this without. So there's no need for a frame or anything like that.
Cal says there's a koi in the middle.
Kelly says what?
There's a koi in the middle.
A koi in the middle, like right there.
I'm not sure. She just said there's a koi in the middle.
Okay. That's the beautiful thing about abstracts, is you can see different things on different days, depending on your mood and just kind of how you feel about it. There's a number of pieces, number of abstracts that I did, and first time around I see something, and years later I come back and I see something completely different. So
and Kelly O'Farrell
John O'Farrell.
No,
Hi, John.
Kelly. Okay, could be John, but I see a fox by the water.
See a fox by the water. Okay.
Kelly O'Farrell de Leon.
Cool. Okay. Anything else? Anybody seeing anything else?
Quiet for now.
Quiet for now. Okay, so we move to the next one.
Thanks for your comments.
So this guy here, get you a closer look. There we go. Yeah, I gotta watch those reflections. So this is called Northern Still Life, and it is based on a trip that I was very happy to take to the Arctic. I think it was 2011. And the colors are actually some of the colors of Frobisher Bay. We went to Iqaluit with my good friend, and this was the abstraction of the colors. So if you're out on the beach in Iqaluit in October or late September is when we were there, and you're looking out into the vast ocean. Those are the colors. So I abstracted those colors and made a still life that is a reflection of really when I got there first, it was what got me the most was just the vastness of the land. When you're up there, you realize that that nature is the number one force, and you're just there by her graces, and you're just a tiny little speck on the little part of the planet. So it's an interesting feeling. If you're in the city like most of us are, it's something that is very rare. Lots of respect for nature, and we've got a number of pieces from there. But this guy here was an abstraction of kind of looking out onto the ocean at Iqaluit in late September, early October. This one comes with a frame. So this is the aluminum panel back here, and this is a custom wooden frame that I had designed and manufactured. It's called an espresso frame, so the color is sort of an espresso type of color. And again, it's ready for hanging. There's there's a wire in the back, and these guys are framed. So some of them can be framed if you wish. This is kind of what they look like, but not necessarily.
Trevor McKinnon has given you a Facebook like, and Nathan Vanek is online.
Trevor, nice to see you, Trevor. Thanks for coming.
And Nathan
Vanek, I can always count on you. I knew you'd be here. Good to see you.
He says he's angry. He's got an angry face up, but
Nathan's got an angry face?
Apparently.
Why is Nathan angry?
I don't know.
Nathan, why are you angry? I know. We didn't play basketball today, so that's probably why. Okay, Moni, what's next?
Winter thaw.
Winter thaw, okay. So, here we go. I'm trying to get the reflections out of it. So in our part of the country, in about February or March, we would get a thaw. So all the snow would start to melt, and it'd be a couple days. It looked like it was going to be spring, but it really wasn't spring, and all the snow was there in the bush. So this piece is about that moment in time when all the snow starts to melt, and we think, oh, maybe spring will be here, but it's in the middle of the winter, and it's just teasing us, and it will not be so. Winter will hang on for a little bit longer, but that's what we get.
Nathan wasn't angry. He meant thumbs up.
Oh, thumbs up. Okay. Okay, Nathan, thank you. Thumbs up. All right. So this is Winterfell. This is actually a scene in Quebec near where cottage is up in Val-des-Monts.
Oh. And Bill Perkins had asked, is that koi being coy?
Well, you have to. So who said who spotted the koi? John?
No, Kelly.
Kelly. Okay, you have to ask Kelly. Okay. Next one, Mona.
Ottawa River.
Did you switch it?
I'm switching it.
All right. So we're very lucky to live near the Ottawa River, and we're at around Woodruff, and the Ottawa River here is it's a serious river. There's the Duchene Rapids are just up the road, and it's not a little river. It's a serious river with lots of water flowing through it. We can hear it particularly in the wintertime when there's a lot of water running off the Duchene Rapids. So this is the Ottawa River looking from the Ottawa side out towards the Quebec side. So looking kind of northwest. Is that right? Northwest?
Yeah. Kelly says awesome. Looks like the tip of the iceberg.
It does look like the tip of the iceberg over there. Yeah. I don't think we have icebergs yet, but with climate change and everything else, it might be happening. So I'm reluctant. Well, Kelly's here, so she could vouch for my sailing instructions or my sailing qualifications. And John's is a captain, so I've got nothing on you there, John. But I took a sailboat out on the Ottawa River one day, and it was going to be a nice, serene afternoon in late October. But then the weather changed, and a storm came in. And needless to say, I won't go into the long story of it, how I got lost and tried to find my way back. But needless to say, I came back sitting on top of the bottom of the boat with the mast dragging in the water. Not my first rodeo. That's my usual sailing style. Kelly can probably confirm that. And doing it on the lake is one thing. Doing it on the Ottawa River, that's something a little bit more advanced, shall we say. Anyway, nobody wants to go sailing with me ever. Okay, next one. What's next?
Trailer at the lake.
Pardon me?
Trailer?
Oh, trailer at the lake. Okay. Trailer at the lake.
Yeah, Cal said she can vouch for your sailing.
My sailing abilities?
Yes.
Yeah, I terrified Kelly. Kelly's my daughter. I terrified her when she was young and impressionable about sailing, and I think she's really done with sailing for now. Maybe later, right, Cal? But maybe not. So this guy here, trying to lift it up, but then I can't see it. There we go. So this is the idea of a summer getaway. So it's called Trailer at the Lake, and it's about that wonderful time in Canada when the summer kicks in July, and you can get away from the city and go to your destination, your trailer at the lake, or your cottage, or your campsite, or cabin, or however, whatever spot you have, and just enjoy nature. So this is what this guy is all about. If I can show you where that trailer actually is. Yeah, so there's a beach there. There's kind of a trailer there in the middle, and it's a nice lake. And the best thing, there's nobody around. So quintessential Canada. This guy's framed, same as the other one. So it's at an espresso frame.
Nathan Vanek says
ready for
beautiful.
Pardon me?
Nathan Vanek says beautiful.
Thanks, Nathan. Yeah. Well, yeah, Nathan. I mean, you've seen scenes like this all over your travels. So.
And Kenny Cohen says very nice.
Thank you. Okay, what's next?
Kate.
Okay. So, I don't do too many portraits. I like doing portraits, but I don't really do that many of them. This is a collaboration between the subject, Kate, and the photographer, her friend Eric, that actually took the picture. So I just worked with the image and kind of abstracted the photograph. What's interesting, so I didn't really know Kate until one time that I did meet her. I met her at an art exhibition at a bar, and there were a number of people around, and we were talking, and then all these people disappeared, and it was just Kate and I that were talking, and we were talking about future. We were talking about learning, about education, and generally, how things were kind of moving along. And what I found out later is that she was a very hardworking grad student at the time, with many publications to her name, and she really inspired me with just her youthful attitude and the seriousness of how she took her future and her studies. So she's doing a PhD in Toronto. So yeah, so that's Kate. Okay. Molly, what's next?
Family history.
Family history. So we're going from one thing to another. Okay. It's a good thing there's a theme on through all this, and the theme is just that they're all on aluminum panel with looking like glass. So family history. It's this guy right here.
Yeah.
So the thing about family history. So my mom's been doing the family history. She's been going back many generations, tracing back how the family was formed and how it evolved, and finding all sorts of interesting things. So as most families, we all tend to have a history that is a real history, and then a history that some relative made up at some point in time that was a little bit more interesting than the family history as the Wikipedia version, if you will. So I won't say what kind of things my mom found in the family trees, if you will, but there were some very interesting things that we didn't know about, and things that actually were completely false. But the completely false stories were, of course, more colorful and more interesting. So each family has its own family history, and sometimes the parts that are not true are much more fun in terms of the story and the legend that they create. So that's what this guy is about. This is, I think, 28 by 28 on aluminum panel with the backing and all the others. Okay.
The Richter.
The Richter. So the Richter is about one of my favorite painters, Gerhard Richter. He's German painter. He was brought up in East Berlin, and then went over to West Berlin, and started working and working and working. But I think he's like early 80s right now. He is most famous for is what they call the squeegee paintings. So these are large paintings that he runs the paint against the canvas with a huge, like an 8-foot squeegee, to create all these patterns across the painting. So I thought, when I saw this the first time, I thought, well, I got to try that. So this is what the Richter is about, and I'll show you that in a minute. But just one other comment: it's not the only thing that Gerhard Richter does. He did a number of portraits, a number of different styles. So what I like most about him is the fact that he innovates and develops a new language. Painting is similar to language and music, in that you always want to find something new or another way of saying something. So this is he's a very, very innovative guy, and I respect innovation, and I respect him and like his stuff quite a bit. So here's my shot at being Gerhard Richter. Let's see if I can.
While you're setting that up, I'm just going back that Nathan says knowing the family history must be very interesting. So
it is. It's the family history is interesting. It's interesting to kind of unravel some of the things that you find in yourself too. So that's always cool. So this guy, a little hard to show because it's a little bit bigger than the camera lens. But let's see if I can switch it this way. Yeah. So this is what it looks like, and I'm going to get you a close-up view so you can see. It's an abstract, but you can see a lot of the way that the paint was applied. So it was, it's kind of squeegeed on. Like here, you can see those blues. That almost looks like a northern landscape. Like, John, that might be something that you would see up in your neck of the woods.
Kel says that I don't always like the red and orange, but it works so well in this piece.
Who said that?
Kelly.
Oh, Kelly. Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot going on in here. Again, it's something that you have to kind of look at, and you can get lost in it. And similar to some of the other abstracts, is you find different things as you look at it more and more and more. So this one is the one exception in the catalog. This is on canvas, but it does have that glass-like finish on it, so the epoxy finish on it, so it's shiny. So you can see all the reflections kind of coming into it. All right.
Heroes.
I'd probably find a better title than the Richter.
Yeah. Next is Heroes.
Heroes. So Heroes is about aging, and as you know, the saying goes, aging is not for sissies. You have to be really tough, and as you age, there's all sorts of things that start to happen. Some of them not too good, like whatever, hair growing where it shouldn't be, and hip hurting in the morning after playing basketball all week, and stuff like that. So this is kind of about that process, and about the heroes that we become as we age. Because we've gone through so many experiences and lived through so many things that we just become heroes of having gone through all of these things. So this is kind of what this is a tribute to, and it reminds me a little bit too when I think about it of the David Bowie song, "We Can Be Heroes Just for One Day." So it's it's a tribute and a shout out to our aging heroes, and of course we're going to be those sooner than later, but not today. So that one's heroes. Okay, how we're doing? Everybody comfortable? Comments? Anything?
Kel was just saying that the last piece was upside down.
This piece was upside down.
Kel, I'm not sure. She just said it's upside down. So.
Oh, okay. Well, just it was a test. Make sure that you were watching it. Okay.
The next one is checking the time.
Checking the time. Okay. So we're back into the existential theme with checking the time. So this is
she said that you could rename the Richter to something else.
Yeah.
New name for the Richter.
Yeah.
And then Richard, Guibilo, says, I thought the same thing.
Okay.
So,
Tony, you can put those comments up.
I don't know how.
Just click them.
Oh, okay, great.
There we go. Okay. So back to the existential theme. So this is a scene in New York City. So that's actually 38th Street, I think. It's 34th, where the Empire State Building is. And New York is an interesting place in that it does not run in the same time that we run here. So it runs usually in what I remember as double time. So when you're in New York City, you do twice as many things in the time that you have allocated, and it's there's a lot of energy and a lot of fun. And rarely, when you check your watch, this is sort of more towards looking at saying, well, how much time have I got left? Kind of generally, not really, when is the the Chinese buffet opening, but more or less what's left in our current incarnation in the lines that that we're all practicing. So that's about just making sure that once in a while look at the time and see how far you got and do all the things that you want to do. Okay.
Next is Paris.
So.
Oh, hold on a second. It says Birdman here and Paris there.
Okay. Well, yeah. So if you go to the catalog page, there's a piece there called Paris 5 a.m. I don't have it here. It's actually at another exhibition downtown Ottawa, and it's a piece showing a lady against a night scene in the Latin Quarter in Paris. It's an interesting piece. It's sort of semi-portrait. So I can't show it to you. I don't have it here, but it is on the catalog page, and like I said, it's on another show.
And the bouquet of colors?
Yeah, bouquet of colors is the same thing. That's at an exhibition in downtown Ottawa. So it's in the catalog. It's available, but I can't show it to you today.
Birdman.
Birdman. Birdman. Where's Birdman? Okay. Hang on, bear with me. I lost Birdman. Oh, here it is. That's what happens when you're, such a well-organized, well-oiled machine here at the Cooler Institute. So.
Richard just said that he had liked the checking the time in New York City.
Cool. Okay. Glad you like it. So this is just a little fun piece. It's about pretending to be a character out of a book, out of a comic, out of a movie, out of anything else, not being yourself. And what I always think about when I think about this Birdman is I think about kids running through puddles and splashing with their running shoes. So if you kind of, there's the, there's the face, a little bit behind the wall, and let's see if I get it out. And there's the running shoes down at the bottom there. And if I get really close, you can see that there's a little bit of a puddle in there. So the Birdman, the little kid, the Birdman, or us, the older little kids, are splashing around in the water, not being ourselves. And how wonderful is that? For once in a while, we can not be our responsible adult selves. So that's what this one is about, called the Birdman. Okay.
Next is the Ridge.
The Ridge. So we're getting close to the end of the catalog here. I think there's
Shy Doggo. Kel said Shy Doggo for the last one.
Okay. So the Ridge. Here we go. Kel, do I have it right side up?
She hasn't responded.
Yeah, just kidding. So this is a hybrid composition. The bottom part here is the Ottawa River in the winter.
Kel has a thumbs up. It's all good.
And thanks, Kel. And actually, this is, I think, part of the causeway at Britannia. John, you might remember that part. You lived out there for a little while.
Tundra, Kel says.
Tundra, yeah. And then what I did here is I kind of built a ridge to the sky and to the great beyond. So this guy is part landscape, but then in here that ridge, so you can see the snow and there's rocks kind of coming out of it, but it keeps going into the ether. So yeah, it's a hybrid again on aluminum panel with the acrylic finish, so it does look like it's glass. Yeah, it's called the Ridge. Okay, and I think we got one more.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Duchene Rapids in early spring.
Okay. This one actually is one of my favorites.
Oh, Cal said that there was a child telling a secret in the clouds in the last one.
Okay. Cool. So this is a Duchene Rapids, so it's in our neighborhood. And in the early spring, what happens is the rapids melt and freeze. Well, the river melts and freezes, and there's all sorts of fog that comes off the river and comes off the rapids. So this is at a time in early spring, so it's probably be like late March, where there's some melting water. So you can see the, over here, this is water, but there's still lots of ice, and then there's fog and sky and clouds and all that sort of thing happening over the rapids. That's that's what this guy's about. And yeah, we like the Duchene Rapids. A little noisy at times, but beautiful. Okay. So I think that brings us to the end of the show. Do you guys have any questions? Is there anything that you'd like to see again, or anything else that you would like you want to ask? Let me know and let Monica know in the chat.
Pretty quiet.
Pretty quiet. Okay. So just two sort of announcement.
Absolutely beautiful collection, Nathan says.
Thank you very much, Nathan. So this collection I made specifically for for today's show and the webcast. That catalog has very, very special pricing. So I'm going to leave that pricing on for the next 2-3 days.
Richard asked if these are all originals, one of a kind.
Absolutely, yes. They're all originals, all one of a kind. Now, some of them are available as prints as well off the website, but these are all originals, one of a kind. So if you're interested in any of these, please take advantage of this pricing. The discounts are pretty crazy, and I'm not going to leave them up very long. They'll be here for the next 2 or 3 days. So that's your opportunity to acquire any one of these originals at really, really good pricing. If you're in Canada and the United States, shipping is free.
Bill says I concur with Nathan. Great stuff.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. And one last thing while you guys are here, in 2 weeks, so on the 18th and 19th in Ottawa, we're going to be part of the West Tour. So we're going to be doing a show outside with COVID protocols and all the rest of it. So there's going to be completely different stuff. There's going to be a lot of big paintings. So over the winter, I did some big paintings, and I'm going to show those. So that'll be out in the driveway. There'll be some other new stuff that has not been shown. So I invite you to come by. It's part of the West Tour, so I'm one of 18 artists, but I'm at 100 Cooler Avenue, most of you know. And love to see you in person. The best way to shop for art or buy art is in person. This we're trying to make the second best way, show it over video. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys here on the 18th or 19th. So thank you very much for joining us today, and I wish you a great evening. Thank you.